Houston making some changes. Eason's checked in for Smith. Lou Dort comes in for Wells. And it's Shepard in for Thompson. And the Kings also making a change. Carter's checked in. From the baseline. It's rebounded by Şengün. Şengün's got his 6th rebound on the night. And you watch Alperen Şengün. He's a beast on the blocks, Graham.
Yeah, B.A. He throws his weight around. But what separates him is his skill. Against the best post defenders in the league, he comes up with creative ways to score.
All right. Houston leading by 21. Clint Capella out there with Tari Eason. Then there's Lou Dort, then it's Shepard, and it's King in at the 1. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. There's the triple. Called in by the Kings. Minnesota will be traveling to face him after this game, and that's the first of just 2 home games for him. Chalk up 2 there.
He finds a shooter in motion and is confident he can thread him with the lead pass. Well done.
Fantastic ball movement for them tonight.
If things are definitely working offensively, a balanced attack is just so much harder to defend.
Outside for Dort. Here's King. He's checked by Carter. Pass to Shepard. 4 on the clock. Up and over Carter. And it's Shepard missing. Kings trail by 19. Just over a minute played here in the 4th. And here's Collins for 3. Eason pulls it in. And Houston is shooting very well. 66% for the game and looking really strong. And it's King missing. And it's Monk with the ball for the Sacramento Kings. Here in the 4th quarter, their defense has been very strong. No baskets allowed.
Nice ball movement there. That's how you break down the defense.
The Rockets lead by 16. Just over a minute and a half played here in the 4th.
Come around.
Pass to Shepard. They set a pick. Lets it fly. Houston with another miss.
See, that miss right there. It's why teams try to avoid the mid-range jumper these days.
Hey, yo, right here, baby.
It's Monk on the wing. Capella pulls it down.
It would have been a sensational alley-oop finish. Tough to nail the timing of that long pass.
Eason outside. The 3 is off. Kings trail by 16. Here's Carter. Monk outside. The 3 is in.
This is what it's been since halftime. Remarkable results from downtown.
In the modern NBA, you have to hit threes to win games, and they've made that adjustment since the break.
And Ime Udoka has called timeout. He clearly wants to talk it over and make sure everyone is focused. And the Rockets will go for a different look here. Şengün checked in for Clint Capella. Smith comes in for Eason. Wells is checked in for Dort. And it's Amin Thompson in for Shepard.
Even with the score as it is, he just keeps coming at you.
For Sacramento, they've gone 3 of 5 since this 4th quarter started. Here's Monk.
Come to me.
And we're about 3 minutes into the 4th now. The triple drop.
This has been their game plan here in the final period. We'll see if it continues to work out.
I think when you've got it going from three-point range, you've got to keep it going. It's a good way to kind of pile up the points quickly.
Şengün pulls it down.
And you got to give credit to the D for never giving up on the play and doing just enough to bother him at the rim.
Smith. Oh, the sweet floater.
This is why you get Smith the ball in that close area. If he works for that ground, he's skilled enough to execute in that area.
And there's the call on Amin Thompson. That's his first foul of the game. And we continue to see the value of NBA franchises climb. Grant, are you glad you got in when you did?
Oh, yes, I am. It's beyond the dollars and cents. It's just the joy of having a hand in the growth of this game and this league that we all love so much. Well, they're on the right path now, but still in a pretty big hole.
But this is a game again, and the other side has to be feeling a little bit nervous with how quickly that lead vaporized.
First one falls for him. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Monk with it.
And a comfortable win for them here. Game is out of reach. Good performance for the Rockets.
They were the more accurate club, and in the end, that made the difference, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., you have to love their strategy. And even more, you love the execution.
And a good performance to bring them their 18th win of the year. And of all the highlights and performances we've seen here tonight, the one thing that stands out is what an unbelievable night it's been for DJ.
We certainly got to see his best effort on offense, attacking the defense without fear and grabbing a lot of buckets.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Outside Thompson. On the take.
Right here, right here.
Yes, sir. It's good.
Get there, get there. Ball, ball.
And so Houston takes this one by a big margin. And this secures their spot in the NBA Cup Tournament Finals. What a season they have had so far.
And bravo to both teams for making it this far into the tournament. But only one team can be the best in the West and get to play in that championship game.
And that'll do it, folks. For Richard Jefferson, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson saying thanks for watching. So long and good night, everyone.
A look at the Spring Mountains surrounding beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. And we welcome you to the championship game of the NBA Cup. I'm Kevin Harlan. Joining me, Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and we'll hear from Allie LaForce on the sideline. This is a big night in the NBA season.
And guys, it really is. These teams have worked so hard to get here, and they're both looking to get their hands on the trophy. I don't think they'll hold anything back. This is going to be a good one.
And on tap tonight, it's the Houston Rockets going up against the New York Knicks. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke, and roaming the sideline for tonight's game, our Allie LaForce. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east already. We are in December. You look at the Knicks, a terrific position for them as they hold up that illustrious top spot, but it's a long season, as we all know.
And seeing where the Knicks are, they've gotten off to a terrific start this year. We knew they were capable of playing terrific basketball, and so far, they have not disappointed.
Yeah, and there really hasn't been any feeling out process for them at the start of the season. They were in peak form immediately.
So look at our starters for the Knicks. The two forwards, Bridges and Anunoby. Then it's Jalen Brunson. Then there's Towns. And it's Shafino in at the 2. And for the Rockets, Smith and Şengün make up the 4 and the 5. King is out there with Thompson. And it's Wells in at the 3. Now, here's Anunoby after the miss from King. And Greg, this one-off championship game, how does that change the strategy for these coaches?
Kevin, I think you're going to see some tighter rotations. I think the Stars play a little more, maybe a curveball game plan-wise as well. But it is also great prep for the postseason.
Just excellent anticipation by Karl Anthony Towns. You've got to know where that ball is going to come off there.
First quarter of play, 1 minute played. Brunson against King. And that's good. Jalen Brunson for 3.
One of the things you love about Jalen Brunson, he takes quality shots. How about that look from 3?
And Thompson gets it to go.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
And it's the Knicks with the ball. The Rockets making the shot. Anunoby has the open look. And again, New York with the triple.
Boy, not a bad beginning. 3 for 4 from the floor. Pretty good start.
And when you watch OG Anunoby, what stands out most to you, Doris?
Oh, Kevin, you can't make me pick just one. I mean, this guy is elite on the defensive end of the floor. He's always going to give you great effort. And you better look out on the offensive end. OG Anunoby is starting to become a problem.
Brunson against King. Pass to Şengün. A putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Oh, big time putback there. What a great motor on this guy.
There is no one who goes after those rebounds harder. Here's King. And it's off from three-point range.
Been a tough stretch for this guy right now. Looking a little out of sorts.
And now let's send it over to our courtside reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thanks. DJ in the last game against the Kings was all business. He had 33 points, and his range was on full display. He made an impact at every turn, and he looked like he had fun doing it. Guys?
Allie, we appreciate the update. Greg, phenomenal effort by him in that last game.
He willed the team to victory through his talent and through that competitiveness.
Let's give credit to his teammates for continuing to find this guy. They knew he had the hot hand, and they were willing to ride it all night long. Listen, let's not put it lightly. This guy has really struggled here.
Towns, the screen. Brunson goes in. And the dunk by Brunson.
So, folks, that is about Jalen Brunson's craftiness there. His footwork, the ability to be elusive.
And so the timeout taken here, but... And GA, you started your career with the Knicks. What memories do you have from your time in New York?
Well, after winning a championship in college, it was great to play for a team in the NBA that had similar aspirations. So many great veterans to learn from and a Hall of Fame coach. And loving the hustle here early. I mean, they struck first on the offensive glass.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. New York moving it around. Here's King with the block. Shepard the pass to King. Puts up a 3. And Vukcevic pulls it down. Here's Dadier. And that one no good to start him off on the night. And so it's Houston heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. We're shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. And we've got more M2K Sports coming your way. Welcome back to 2K's coverage of the Cup Championship game. We're so glad you could join us. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for Houston.
They've looked to fire as much as possible from outside the arc, and so far they are hitting at a high clip.
Yeah, and their assertiveness in the paint so far tonight has been impactful. They're really making it hard for the interior defense.
We've got Lou Dort. Tari Easton is out there with Clint Capella. Then there's Shepard, and it's King at the 1 spot. That's the 5 for Houston right now.
Stay there, stay there.
Here's Sears. Still scoreless. Shoots the 3. That's good. The Houston lead is cut down now to just 6 in the basket from Temple.
Boy, you give this guy a half-decent look from distance, and he's going to make you pay.
Here's King. Knocks down the 3 ball. King's got 11.
Boy, this guy doing his job, spacing the floor. He had 2 triples in the first, and he just gets his 3rd to go.
Here's Sears. And the Knicks hit again from deep.
They're having more success from three-point range here in the second after a rough first quarter from deep.
Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. King outside. Easton passes to King. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
And this is tough to stop if you're the defense. They have just gotten locked in from three-point range this quarter.
Pass to Sears. And they come right back with their own 3-pointer. Sears has got 6 points in the quarter. Houston leading by 6. Over in the corner, Dort. Now King launches it. And another 3 for Houston.
And they're not afraid to let it fly from deep. They're looking to extend their lead with the 3-ball here in the second quarter.
And so Mike Brown calls a timeout. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. Houston making some changes. Şengün's checked in for Capella. And it's Thompson in for Dort. And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. Pass to Dacier. Left side, Towns. Let's go. New York, no good that time either.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
And DJ throws it down.
And once he got up in the air, he just decided, you know what, I'm going to stay here for a while. I'm going to hit you with a little float. Float on. And he finally takes it down for the finish.
You can mention the floaters on this. Absolutely. Good reference. Good reference. The 3-pointer is right on target.
Yeah, that corner 3 has been a sweet spot for Mikel over time.
Here's King. DJ throws it down.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the 2-hand slam. Knicks trail by 10. Pass to Ed Shafino. Here's Sears. Here's Dadier. He has yet to score. And he gets the kind bounce as that one drops in for him.
Yeah, field goal percentage above 50 now. Their offense is starting to show.
Right here.
DJ dishes to Thompson. Back to King. Pass to Eason. Houston moving it around. One interesting note about tonight's game. Unlike the rest of the cup, Greg, this does not count towards the regular season standings.
Yeah, so each of these teams will play an extra game during the season. But, hey, you ask these guys, and they don't mind at all. A little artistry in the painted area converting against the size.
Some guys just relish the challenge. Find a way, and he does.
Here's King. Lost contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
The Rockets shooting their first free throw of the night here. For the Rockets, Jabari Smith comes in for Tari Eason. And Wells is subbed in for Shepard. And here's Brunson. He'll bring it up for New York. 9-point game. They are coming off that win against Atlanta.
And in that one, the offensive execution made the difference. They found and exploited the mismatch repeatedly.
Well, it was certainly a game that their analytics people had to love breaking down. I thought they exposed every weakness in the defense.
And the Rockets making a change here. Shepard's checked in. Knicks trail by 6.
Who's got Jalen?
Brunson scanning the floor. Pass to Hood, Schifino.
Screen coming.
Towns the screen. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Hood, Schifino. Shot is off.
Nothing going his way. Boy, it feels like he's forcing it and to no avail.
Just a few big steps and Smith able to get to his spot.
And here's Brunson. He picked up 30 points in their last win against Atlanta. Towns sets the pick for Bridges. And the 3-ball is good. Bridges has got 6 here in this quarter. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Houston on top, up 5. And we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
Hey, folks, let's kick this halftime show off by checking out the Players of the Week. And just for a moment here, I was wondering, if you guys were playing in the league today, which current player would you most like to team up with?
That's tough, Ernie, but I got to pick Wemby. Playing alongside of him, that's just going to be too good to pass up.
Well, I'll tell you what, May 19th, I'm teaming up with the Ant-Man. 1-2 punch, baby.
Very interesting. And returning our attention to this game, a solid first half for the Houston Rockets.
Yeah, we've been building up to this game. Some people say, it doesn't matter. It's just a regular season. But it can be a proving grounds.
Setting a strong foundation for the rest of the year. And that about wraps it up. And as the third quarter is about to begin, we go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
You can feel the excitement. It's Las Vegas through and through. Thanks for joining us, everyone. We've got the second half of the Cup Championship on 2K Sports. You look at DJ in this one. He's been everywhere.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Boy, he has been shouldering the load. Aggressive, skilled, talented, and thus far unstoppable.
Knicks trail by 5. On the court for the Knicks. Up front, it's Anunoby at the 4 and Towns at the 5. Then it's Bridges. Then it's Jalen Brunson. And it's Schifino. And they've done it. We have crowned our first champions of the season. The winners of the NBA Cup.
Well, they earned that trophy, and man, the Cup certainly added another layer of excitement to the NBA calendar.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Dorisburg, Greg Anthony, and our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in tonight. See you next time.
Appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you.